Good morning, family. Good morning. It's been a while since I did one of these daily reflections, but I decided I would do one this morning. Well, I guess I can't say that Brien J Charles decided. I found that all the decisions come out of the subconscious realm. So it inspired me to do this reel on today. My wife she just reminded me again that it was 2 years ago to this very date that me and baby left Memphis, Tennessee, and we arrived in this city over here in Arkansas. We were gang stalked out of Memphis, Tennessee by ex-Shelby County District Attorney Amy Wyrick, and we continue to be cyber gang stalked today. It has eased up a bit, but we've discovered that these people had set up all kind of bank accounts, had people working in jobs using me and her identity. So it's, they ramped it up on us here recently because prior to my birthday, I sent the video. I didn't send you the police coming up on us, but I did send you the video where the two guys were standing there and they threatened me. One of the guys threatened me. Well, that was the same guy, 9/2/2024, that had called his friend a police, just like he did February 25th of 2026. And the friend came up in a real hostile manner and was really trying to figure a way to get handcuffs on me. And my wife looked like it. Me and the missus, we are fighting in the federal courts now. We saw that the fights just verbally like this was getting us nowhere. More aggressive pursuing by Amy Wyrick's domestic terrorist organization. So we was up this morning. I'm not going to get on no long diatribe on that. I want to do a quick daily reflection on April 14th. And this is the day that, again, me and baby came from Memphis, cyber gang stalk 2 here. And we fighting like you wouldn't believe to get out of the South. I was out there in California, Utah, Colorado, different places out there on that West Coast. And there are Caucasian people there. And I hear the word liberal concerning these people. But I see the liberal white down here in the South is totally different than the liberal white there on the West Coast. They're on the West Coast. They help you, man. Those Caucasian people will help you. You see a lot of mixed marriages out there. It's not as viciously racist like it is in the South and in this city that I'm in particular. So we fighting like you wouldn't believe again to get the hell out of here, man. We don't want to be here one more second. But this justice is slow in America pertaining to people of color. I mean, it's like almost like it won't come. But I'm an optimist. That don't make my wife an optimist. And my wife ready to get the hell out of here yesterday. And she ain't by herself. I just have a little more coping skills than she does because I looked over into psychology, which is the last science that was brought to America. It's probably just a little over 100 years old. I think William James, one of them, was instrumental in it being here, made a science. So I have a few more tools than she has. So I don't castigate my wife. I'm looking to go all the way with her. But she's been traumatized by this experience. People cyber gang stalking us and then attacked her physically. Tried to kill her, I believe. Tried to kidnap and kill her. That was August 20th, 2017. After numerous complaints to the State Board of Tennessee and various other agencies, she had a transgender supervisor there at JCPenney and Style Salon. The female name he went by was Brien J Charles, but mind you, this guy was a sheriff when he's a man. Stole my wife. He was off that day, August 20th, 2017, a little after 6 p.m. there on West Town Mall parking lot. We had been filing all type of complaints. They had them send us fraudulent documents like she hadn't got through to someone there at JCPenney high up all the time is somebody. And we noticed on a lot of Missouri plates passing us now. They had some Missouri on this fraudulent document this Holly Run sent to us. Really was Amy Wyrick. These people have been judiciary over 7, 8 figures old due me and the missus. And they hey man, these white people and the Negroes that they employ and the illegals and the Indians and all these people, they have lived great lives as they monitor our every move. Again, 8/22 2025, they had me kidnapped and spirited to Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and they was trying to charge me with rape, Amy Wyrick. By the grace of God, I was able to get some 1983 civil rights papers, and I got them to Little Rock, and the most honorable Lee Rudolphski dismissed that matter, dismissed everything Arkansas may have had on me, bullshit, Amy Wyrick, bullshit, and freed me 13 days after the writ got to him. So these people have been in constant retaliation since then, sending people up around us in the hotels to come right out and talk real loud, right where we can hear them, trying to lure me out there. And hey man, I'm gonna defend myself. So my wife have to tell me to just don't. That's what they want, baby. So I'm looking to be repaired where we can get the hell away from around these people. I believe this guy. I thought about it this morning. This one guy who's been really on us, I damn near had to get on him the other day. He looked just like the magistrate there in Little Rock. This Jerome Kearney guy who was somehow tied in with Othello across there in Pine Bluff, who stole this money I'm telling you about that I had to sue over in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, these millions of dollars. He looks like him. He favor him. I know I don't know these people, but I look up, they right up on top of me. So it's bad when you have to be in places like this and won't even free our unemployment insurance. If we get our unemployment insurance, we'll get the hell out the South. But the district attorney office still have Amy Wyrick's people in there. And they blocking every move and on top of every communication, I'm sure. And until Mr. Mulroy, the most honorable Steve Mulroy, free his office of all the residual and residue that was left by Amy Wyrick, he'll continue to face tremendous opposition from internally. So I'm going to get into this reading. I'm going to get out here. Otherwise, I'm doing pretty good, man. Up this morning, like my mother used to say, clothing my right mind with my health and strength. I believe my baby is doing the same. She's sitting right here. And we getting prepared for another day, man. We have to get it. Until we repair and where we can get the hell out of here. We have to get it, man. And this has been our lot. We've been forced to have to panhandle as licensed cosmetologists out of the state of Tennessee. And we went up to Arizona and had our license sent there. Ms. Wyrick intercepted mine, but she had my wife feigned like she was using hers all the time. Ms. Wyrick been seized control, her and Regis salons. They've been seized control of those, our identities, our cosmetology licenses, all our lives. And we graduated top in our class 2014, 2015, respectively. Have never been able to use our credentials. We're supposed to have salons all over the country. You see, multimillionaires. I'm hitting that thing straight down through Pebble Beach this morning. Soon as daybreak. I didn't have my little breakfast in there. I didn't have it laid out for the multimillionaires, and I didn't been in there. Me and baby done been in there, and if she want to come out on the cart with me, she could, or go back in the place where we be able to look at each other on the thing where she know I'm all right and I know she all right, and we going on about our lives. But Ms. Wyrick and her criminal enterprise, domestic terrorist organization, has been able to enjoy those amenities, if you will. So I'm going to get through it. I'm going to finish this reading. I'm going to get out of here, man. But I'm looking to be repaired in the day now. Hopefully today. April 14th. Of course, we're reading out of the daily reflections. The number one offender is in parentheses. Resentment. This resentment means to relive painful events as though they just happened yesterday. And again, I tell you that Ms. Wyrick is in the district attorney office of Shelby County, has been calling into my job since I was 15. So if I had a resentment about that, that means that I would be reliving a 43-year event, 43-year-old event, as though it's just happening now. That ages us prematurely, that sickens us, weakens us, that makes us pessimists. We don't be optimistic. Most of us, we can't go into optimism with that type of past. We like the guy in the moral reincarnation therapy book. We come in your house and we got that one box from that incident, but we pile on all the other boxes that we've picking up over the 43 per se years. So I don't want to be like Miss Badu said in that famous hit about the bag lady. Bag lady, please lay down your bags. Why, what she said, dragging all them bags like that. See, I don't want to be like that. I want to have a great experience called life going forward. And I want to escape the wheel. I don't want to get caught in the Ouroboros because I thought that I may have left something back there. I ain't left nothing back there. My best days are this way, forward. So this is what I conjure, and this is what I meditate upon, forward. So I'm going to get into this reading. I'm going to get out of here. I can get long-winded. You guys know that. It says resentment is the number one offender. It destroys more alcoholics and normal people than anything else. Per se, normal people. None of us are whole. From it stem all forms of spiritual disease. I learned in my Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes that when we hear that word spiritual, again, when I used to hear them talking about this God, I would look up in the sky. There's no God per se in the sky. But if I look to the conscious mind, this is where the spirit is. So my conscious mind is diseased because I've taken in a lot of stuff per se. And now that's all I can talk about is the injuries or the per se slights and different stuff. That's all I can communicate about. My spirit has become diseased. I've become despondent in my presentation to the world. This is a diseased spirit. From it stem all forms of spiritual disease. For we have been not only mentally and physically ill, we have been spiritually sick. Mentally. I'm thinking they're speaking about the subconscious mind when they say mentally. Right? So the subconscious mind is the seat of our memory. Unfortunately, some of us, all we can do is remember those things that we believe were the worst things that happened to us. And that would make us that would make us mentally ill. Mentally sick, diseased, if you will. Of course, disease is a compound word. This means away from ease. Of course, we seek to go into ease. I saw one of my guy Glenn Starks down there celebrate a birthday recently, and then all the Hollywood people come out in support of him. I'm out of Hollywood, North Memphis myself. Those were the people who embraced me when I was 11, 10, 11, 12 and nurtured me. Guys like Hound, Beanpot, Hardface, Mookie, Redman, Blue, Kingpin Skinny, Beamers. A lot of people embraced me and nurtured me and made sure I wasn't found in behind one of them houses or in one of them houses with a gunshot wound to the back of the head. So I honor them and I appreciate them. The reason I call their names sometime. And I leave out some. Maybe intentionally. For we have been not only mentally and physically ill, we have been spiritually sick. Of course, that's Alcoholics Anonymous, page 64. I could have been of service to my community. Miss Wyrick destroyed that. Jock Tate wasn't unable to employ me out there at the Harbor House. I've seen a number of people. Last time I was over there trying to participate, they sent this white guy like he was going to be my sponsee all the time. He working for Amy Wiry. I come back another time, he's sitting there working at the desk. He got a job, but here I'm, Jock said he my friend and said he cared for me. Even some thought he was my family. And I've been knowing him since 95, when all this money was already behind my social security number, right? So Miss Wyrick, again, these people have been in total control of my life, seeking to destroy me and maintain all that money, send that money across country to their family, and make me out to be, relegate me to the mentally ill, to the rapists, to the worst that society has produced. As I look at myself practicing the fourth step, it is easy to gloss over the wrong that I have done, because I can easily see it as a question of getting even for a wrong done to me, resentment. If I continue to relive my old hurt, it is a resentment, and resentment bars the sunlight from my soul. I just mentioned that. The soul in psychology is called the psyche. Soul is a religious term. A lot of us have been indoctrinated, most of us Americans, we have been indoctrinated in religion. Of course, they say in down south here, we are in the Bible Belt. But if you look at the behaviors of the people, it's obvious they didn't have no Bibles at their home. And if they did, they were closed. You see. If I continue to relive hurts and hates, I hate nobody. Learn to love Brien today, each day. Love is one of those words like God. We can never, love is what you would call a ideal. In my study of Edgar Cayce, he said ideals can never be accomplished. You see? Ideals mean we continue to raise the bar. Each second we get to enjoy this thing called life. We're never trying to lower the bar. Those of us who got a working understanding of this thing called life. And I'm not a master at it. My thing, I'm kind of like Tesla, the inventor. Tesla said he was just a receiver. His brain is just a receiver. You see? And that's what I do. I get up, I receive. This morning prior to me going into this read, I told baby I'm finna do a quick reel, baby. I said I hadn't done one in a while, and I have to kind of to myself, and I verbalize it because I be trying to make sure it's not my ego. I didn't get to do this read. I wanted to talk about the ego in another video, but Miss Wagner, her stalking into my phone, she had me, whereas I be on defense mode, defense, offense. I'm not a one-track minded person. See, if I continue to relive hurts and hates, I will hurt and hate myself. And that's what we do when we turn to our drug of choice, be it alcohol, crack, fentanyl, Molly, whatever, you name it. We hating ourselves. Because I'm going to do this crack because this motherfucker turned against me. This motherfucker won't help me. This bitch stole my life. I'm going to do me some crack. Fuck it. And that had been my pattern up until about really 2025. I'll do me a rock or two, go and get me some weed and try to do some premos, and that shit don't work for me. I'm the same disgruntled individual when I come down off that shit. As a matter of fact, it does me a terrible injustice. So I quit doing myself like that. By the grace of God, one day at a time. I don't have to do that. I don't have to have the marijuana anymore. Of course, when I get out there on that West Coast, just like my guy Goddard saying that you're doing too much. My guy Goddard said, I fell in love with Keisha. I had a thing for Tamika. That hoe was asking too much. She made it hard to keep her. I had a menage for cheaper. I got a garage of reefer. When you get money, everybody begging, that shit have you dodging people. You see? I used to be robbing people. You see? So I ain't got to do any of that anymore. Wasn't that a terrible thing what happened to Pooh Shiesty? Ironically, I had just mentioned Pooh Shiesty in the drill scene. And how that's unfortunate that is the music that's dominating the culture now. I was listening to one of the guys who was stalking us, I'm thinking, pulled up to the right up on us yesterday. He blazing Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty got out of there. He took about 90 days, they said, before he got back in the studio. Or maybe he had already been in there, but he took a minute to release. I guess he wanted to get all the money from the release, knowing that Gucci Mane had him on the contract. He signed the contract, right? So he was there in the jail with resentments because they said he got $25 million. You know, that thing with Dirk and my guy Pooh Shiesty, that was the #1 banger, man, for months. To the top of the charts. So I think Gucci was trying to give him $10 million. I don't know, but you ain't gonna get it like that. And now he looked up, he in a world of trouble. The federal judges, they don't play that. Now that catalog is worth a whole lot of money. Now Gucci showing enough laughing all the way to the bank. And you back in the jam. Now you done got more people in the jam because your father, he was a gangster. And they probably went in there and found all kind of shit in the home. That's why they raided the home while they was gone. You on federal paper, they can come in on you anytime. So I may have deviated on that, but that was the resentments that Pooh Shiesty came forward with. I noticed around this country, they have these masks covering their faces like they did where they killed the young fellas over there at Booker T. Washington, them 2 young kids when I was there in Memphis. And they thinking there's some keen, their minds, undeveloped minds, so they got the Pooh Shiesty mask on. Do you think I would want my name tied to some murder and this kind of treachery? But this is the level of our civilization that has to sink down. Of course, just like it ain't no God way up in the sky, ain't no devil up in the under the ground. You can never go into tell the judge, Pooh Shiesty can't go in there and tell that federal judge, hey man, y'all let me go. The devil made me do it. So what we talking about these devils and different things for? These are our lack of development, lack of our looking over into psychology. We've been chasing the bag. Nothing wrong with chasing the bag, but you need to have some knowledge when you get it, once you get the bag. Otherwise, you're going to squander it anyway and be a menace to your own community. And this is what we have in North, South, East, Little Rock, everywhere, anywhere Negroes are, so-called Negroes. Lack of development. If I continue to relive hurts and hates, I will hurt and hate myself. After years in the dark of resentments, I have found after years in the dark of resentments, it's a dark place, this self-hate. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I have found the sunlight. I'm getting the glimpses of the sunlight now. I like to drink coffee and read my books and hit the golf ball and feel good about myself. I must let go of resentments, the #1 offender. The reliving of all the traumas that I've experienced. All the times I was terrified, but I had the flaws like I was Macho Camacho. They told me, but boys don't cry. Damn. Well, what can I do? Resent. I must let go of resentments. I cannot afford them. They cost me too much. Resentments cost me a great majority of this life experience. I'm 58 years young today. Hey man, I know resentments caused me over 50 years of this experience called life. So I want to be able to enjoy the remainder of my life. I believe it's a terrible injustice that we hadn't been repaired this morning. But I'm optimistic about it. I don't resent anybody. I believe to a certain extent about this karma. I believe Miss Wire and her people going to reap what they sow. I'm seeing little residuals in the city. There have been some things that have occurred. They hadn't called my name, of course, but I can tell it's related to me and my wife. And these European people who run this city, they're angry with me about it. But what can I do about that? You think I'm going to let you have my life? I'm going to fight you till there's no breath in me. And I'm going to fight you from the grave. Because there's no death for me. So I'm going to get out of here. I can ramble on, family. Hey, man, this is a tremendous Tuesday. Another one we got the opportunity to go out in the world and be of service. Not just to our own selves, to our family and kind, and to the community. So you guys be blessed on today. I'm going to be leaving to have a decent day myself, me and baby. We got to go and get it. We out of here, man. Y'all have a great day on today. Peace, family.